Hello guys. Sorry for this video being really late, but um sorry for that. But this video is gonna be if this video is gonna be how the Senate would look like if Hillary Clinton was elected president. Um, so as you see on your screen, well, first of all, of course, for Hillary to have gotten elected, she would have had to carry the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, um, and um, also, as even her daughter, Chelsea Clinton, said, Donald Trump being elected was um, a blessing in disguise because now the Democrats' playing field is very is more helpful, more you could say easier, even though it's still pretty difficult. But it's there's actually a way for them to take the Senate back, and it looks like they might actually but if Hillary Clinton was president, they would not be the same. Democrats would be on the defense, and I'll just say now they will lose seats almost definitely. So do you see these? Do you see Michigan? Debbie Stabenow? That seat will be a toss-up. Of course, she in this scenario would have won Michigan, and I do believe Hillary would be doing if she would be doing good, that will help a few of these seats. Same thing in Pennsylvania. Bob Casey, that'll be a toss up if he won, if she won, and Tim Kaine wouldn't be the senator in this state. He'd be vice president. Um, and yeah, um, Martin Heinrich, we're gonna leave him there. So yeah, and we'll still assume that Al Franken resigns. So yeah, the Democrats will be playing on the defense. Um, yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for them to win some seats. Uh, so first of all, let's start off in West Virginia. I do think this seat will stay with Joe Manchin. He has a high approval rating. He's very popular in that state. He's very well liked. He'll keep a seat. I feel Virginia is turning more liberal, more democratic, so we'll give him that seat. Um, Now Pennsylvania, I believe Bob Casey will be reelected on a basis, even with party fatigue. Pennsylvania is a pretty liberal state, pretty democratic state, and that state will stay for them. Oh, and I forgot, Angus King will also be an independent. The main independent will be toss up. Same thing in Ohio. Even though this state did vote for um, Trump by I think it's 8 or 9 points. I believe this will stay. Same thing in um in Michigan. Debbie Stabenow, also well liked. She'll carry that state. Same thing in Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin. She'll carry that state, or she'll keep that state. And same thing in Angus King. He is also well liked in the state. So I believe this will stay. I think see 43 to 49. Now this is where the Democrats start going down. Um, for the benefit of the doubt, Bill Nelson is pretty liked. He is pretty moderate. People are saying Rick Scott is gonna run, but Rick Scott's somewhat unpopular, so we'll give that state to Bill Nelson. But these 6 seats, no, these 7 seats, I will say almost all of them could go to the Republicans. But you have Heidi Heitkamp in Nevada, in North Dakota, excuse me. That state, I believe she'll carry just slightly, by less than 1%. But John Tester won't have the same fate. He'll lose a seat on the basis of Montana being a very conservative state, and with, I guess you could say, a liberal Hillary Clinton be elected, they'll believe John Tester is needed to be kicked out as he supports Hillary Clinton and her bills. Indiana, same thing. I believe Indiana will stay blue on basis. Joe Donnelly is also very well liked, has a high approval rating. And on this state, we'll go Republican. Claire McCaskill will lose her seat. On a basis, again, Missouri is a pretty conservative state. You have Josh Hawley, the Attorney General, as you see on your screen, from Missouri. And Claire McCaskill, as you see, has been in two close races. Of course, but in 2012, those rape comments by Todd Akin didn't make the race that close, but it would have been close without those comments. In Arizona, I believe if Hillary Clinton becomes president, Jeff Flake does not retire. I believe he would run for election. I'll be honest, I half on my side. Part of me, honestly, doesn't really care. But half of my side does want me to run for him to run for election. I think he's a well man. He's a moderate Republican who represents Arizona pretty well. And so I'll say this state goes red by a pretty good margin. Same thing with Dean Heller. I believe Jackie Rosen wouldn't run. But as you see, the comments on the healthcare bill, the Republican healthcare bill that almost destroyed him, it destroyed his approval ratings. I believe those comments would not exist, so that state goes red. As you see, they're already at 53. And I left the special election. Oops, sorry about that. I left the special election seat in Minnesota for a reason. Because Al Franken resigns. We'll say Tina Smith is the interim, I guess you could say, the replacement for Al Franken. Minnesota's turning Republican. Al Franken, after his allegations, is not liked in the state of Minnesota. The Democrats are not mostly like that. Mostly, were with him. Of course, Amy Klobuchar is a different case. She's very popular. She's almost certainly, unless something happens, will win re-election. But I'll be honest, this seat will go red. Some people are even saying Norm Coleman will come back to run. I doubt that, honestly. But, I believe she, not she, with Tina Smith, I believe, if she does run, she might win. But right now, I believe if Hillary Clinton does win, people, will see this. We'll see the Democratic Party as, they'll see Al Franken being part of the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton be a Democratic president, and they'll see another urge to kick the Democrat out, which in this case, unfortunately for Tina Smith is her. So, this I would say, and there's also many ways to change this map. Indiana, I could easily see going red. Ohio, I could easily see going red, along with Virginia. I do not think these states would go red, but this would be how the Republicans get a filibuster majority. They win those seats, but I don't think that will happen. What I believe will happen is something like this. A 46 to 54 scenario, something like 2014. They pick up 2 seats. Well, actually, if Trump does not become president, Alabama stays red. So this is actually 45 to 55. As we know, Roy Moore lost the Alabama Senate election, special election. Doug Jones won. He was recently seated, I think, about 5 days ago, I think, by Vice President Mike Pence. But in this case, there is no Senator Doug Jones. There is a Senator Sessions still, from the state of Alabama. And there is no Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. There's a Senator Jeff Sessions, which means there's no Democratic senator. There is Republican senator, which means their majority is actually 5 seats. So yeah, it would be, as you see on your screen, actually 45 to 55 on the basis of course, Hillary Clinton, Democrat, always usually in midterms, the historically, um, the incumbent party has done worse, which is expected, which some people expect to happen in real life in this year. And I think it would happen in real life. Well, if Hillary Clinton was elected president in real life. But yeah, as you see in many, and same thing in 2020. And you see there are more Republicans running, but um, a lot of these, as you see, um, um, as you see on your screen, um, you see a Republican in Texas, a Republican in Tennessee, Republican in South Dakota, a Republican in South Carolina, a Republican in Oklahoma, a Republican in Nebraska, a Republican in North Carolina, a Republican in Montana, a Republican in Mississippi, Republicans in very, very conservative, deep ruby red states. And same thing in 2022. If she would win re-election, Alaska, Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, conservative states. Arizona is an exception, but I do believe if John McCain does decide to run for another term, I believe he will win. Mark Rubio is pretty liked in Florida. Johnny Isaacson again. That seat might flip up. Again, Iowa, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, all conservative seats. And they would all be held if this was a alternate history with Hillary Clinton as president. But no, we're in a history where Donald Trump is president. And this could end up being different. But only time will tell. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe and leave a like if you did enjoy. Please leave me other scenarios that you would like from any year. Once again, I do read your comments. And I do appreciate if you do subscribe. I can't even pin your comment. But I will definitely read your comment, know your comment, actually read your comment. Like, I don't just say read your comment, and when I mean see your comment, I actually take my time and read word by word what you said. I take criticism, I take love, I take anything. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.